What is going on? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we're going to be breaking down a brand new 2026 NFL mock draft from Sports Illustrated. It says Cardinals. Don't worry about it. This is an actual full mock draft. Let's get right into this. If you guys are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy has been on a bender lately, and these Louis Vuitton eye bags are earned. So, I'm messing around, and I'm going to find out pretty damn soon. But I'm never going to let you guys go hungry. You guys love the show. Support me. I want to do everything I can to support you. It is 11:45 at night. I have things to do at 10 a.m. Things I have to be at a different part of town for. So that's how much I love you, because I'm going to edit this. I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to probably drop it in the morning just so I can have a video up. But we're going to be reviewing all of yesterday's/today's games, and super excited for it. But let's talk about this number one pick. Tennessee Titans go Ruben Bain Jr., edge rusher out of Miami. You know what? High floor player. Makes a ton of sense. Ruben Bain has been super consistent all year long. Is he as flashy or a high ceiling as Arvell Reese? No. But at the same time, when you are sitting at a spot like the Titans are, you need to hit. And this will obviously be a trade down if they end up maintaining a number one pick selection. But for the time being, I think this would be the right move if they had to stick and pick, which again, I don't think they do. Somehow, though, there is a trade. The Jets end up moving up to select Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. Again, I just don't see the Titans not moving with Borgonzi, especially, and then I believe this would be the Giants trading out with the Jets. Regardless, the Jets move up for Fernando Mendoza. He's a quarterback who's had success in multiple systems. He's an experienced quarterback, unlike a lot of the QBs that are available now. Zootopia, what are we doing? Do not demonetize my fucking video. I swear to God. If it's happened before, guys, live streams have been canceled or demonetized, not canceled, because of a damn ad playing. I shit you not. It's crazy. But regardless, I do think the Jets need to look at their quarterback of the future. Fernando Mendoza definitely has a good opportunity to end up being the best return on investment. At number 3, don't you dare. I saw that. I mean, apparently, you know what? I should have my Amex, I should have an Amex referral link just so I end up getting the points in the link tree. But you guys can take advantage of a lot of the other benefits of the show and other spots the show is at on the link tree. You guys can check that out in the description. But number 3, the Saints go Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama. If you don't believe in Shuck, which the author of this does not, I do think Ty Simpson would be a pretty solid option. Again, Ty is first-year starter. He's a redshirt junior, so he's not the youngest guy on planet Earth. Some people think, oh, it's first-year starter. He can go back to school, and he's going to be 21 or 22 when he comes out. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's already going to be 23 as one of the brand new, as a rookie, I should say. I almost called him a freshman in the NFL, but definitely a possible option. I do think though that the Saints could utilize this opportunity either to trade out and build for the future, or end up sticking. Well, I mean, to be fair, you guys have done some dumb shit with your picks. I mean, sending a 4th for Devon Vele is a big one. So maybe more picks is not the answer. Just picking the right players at the right time could be. But Ty Simpson, it is an option. I don't think it's the option you go with. Number 4, we do have the Giants via that trade back go Jordan Tyson. If you can get the extra draft capital, I think that's an amazing move to make. Dude, Mattress Firm. You know what? I would cancel the show if Mattress Firm demonetized a video. We're going to war with Mattress Firm if we end up having a monetization strike. And I have an ad blocker. Fun fact. I don't know what these guys did on Sports Illustrated to get around the ad blocker, but get your money, boo. That's all I got to say. Number 5, Vegas Raiders go Dante Moore, quarterback out of Oregon. I mean, I don't think he's going to be coming out. And someone asked me about this, and I'm going to talk about it now. And they're like, well, why wouldn't he? He's going to be a top 5 pick. I'm not saying this as something I believe he should do, right? There's a big difference between my opinion and what the consensus is versus what scouts are hearing. They're all different opinions. And of course, whenever I make a mock draft, I try to blend all three, right? Hey, scouts really love this guy. So probably, the teams that use and employ said scouts will like him. And then the media, they have some type of influence, or maybe they're hearing some things that maybe we get to not get to hear directly about, coming from the teams. And then, of course, there's my opinion as well. So I like to be able to blend all of them. And it looks like the latter two, or the former two, which is, people in the media who know, like Todd McShay, and then also his connections in the teams with the scouts, all think Moore's returning. So it has nothing to do with the actual talent. It just appears like the information coming from camp, coming from Oregon, is he's going to return. So again, I don't get it. Logic to me matters in this situation, and it really bugs me because I want to give you guys a logical answer, but I just have to give you the guys the reasoning as to why I end up having Dante Moore return in all my videos. And again, it's not a personal decision. It is based on me wanting to give you guys the representative view of, my research of what actually is going on. Because we're going to be doing actually a mock draft possibly next week. Someone brought it up. It's a really good idea of like, what would happen if everybody came out? Like everybody draft eligible in the draft simulator, at least. I mean, I don't think there's too many guys that we're going to have to do placeholders for anymore. Thank God, PFF. But I would say, like, I think it's a good idea. Everybody comes out. What's the draft going to be? Jamal McCoy, Connor Liu. Maybe he ends up getting like, hey, you're early second. This center class is ass. It's a good idea. So let me know what you guys think about that. Number 6, Cleveland Browns, Caleb Downs. I mean, it's a pretty underwhelming pick, especially with like Carnell Tate on there. And, it is kind of the best player available. If you want to just continue investing in the defense, I don't disagree with that. By the way, if you guys are wondering, this is a TJ Watt hoodie that I got in Pittsburgh back when I was actually looking at colleges. So it's like 2017, 2018. So fun fact there. It's the only sweatshirt I feel comfortable working out in because it's actually like not paper thin and it's actually comfortable. So anyways, Cleveland Browns, fantastic value there with Caleb Downs. But I will say maybe there's some more impact players that could end up benefiting the team more. At number 7, the Commanders go Arvell Reese, linebacker / edge out of Ohio State. I definitely like the fact. So whoever's writing this knows what they're doing. So shout out, like, I rip into writers all the time. If you guys are new, I love to tear. The whole entire point of Mock the Mock is for me to just destroy everything in my path. But Richie Bradshaw, at least 8 picks in, you're 7 picks in, you're doing a good job. And number 8 doesn't make me too bothered. So, I will admit there's some good stuff going on here. You're cooking. But yeah, I mean, Arvell Reese definitely with the linebacker designation could be pushed down a little bit. A linebacker's gone in the top 10 since in the past 5 years. So if you're thinking about it, and then the last time I think that happened, I mean, there was, of course, the Tremaine Edmonds, Roquan Smith, and obviously you netted 2 of the top linebackers. But at the same time, we also ended up seeing, Devin White and Devin Bush. And so it's like, I do think there could be a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth there. But with Arvell Reese's edge designation, I do think he bucks the trend. Number 8, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, Peter Woods, defensive interior out of Clemson. To me, super high floor player. It's hard to say no whenever you get the chance to take somebody who is that talented at number 8, who's going to provide just that instant pass rush and run defense. At number 9, we have the Arizona Cardinals, Spencer Fano, right tackle out of Utah. This is the dream pick for the Cardinals. I mean, you need to go right tackle, and this is an athletic, gritty, dangerous right tackle for you for the next 15 to 20 years. Okay, maybe 10 to 15. Can't get that hopeful. I'm going to jinx him. The poor guy's going to have some injury history, so we ain't doing that here. We knocking on wood. I'm not going to do it for your guys' ears' sake, but just pretend I'm knocking on wood. Number 10, Miami Dolphins go Mansour Delane, cornerback at LSU. True corner 1 of the class. I do think that he is a top 5, top 10 player. I mean, it just depends. I mean, for me, I love Caleb Tiernan. That's just a big thing for me. So if you drop him based on realism, then, he's a top 5 realistic player for me in the class. He's been fantastic. Corner 1 the whole time for me since, preseason. So I'm super excited about that. And to be fair, I can't fully parade that around. I end up talking about, to be fair, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I ended up loving the fit at LSU, and I wasn't a fan of him over at VT. So, we did some good stuff there, but my summer evaluations are very heavily focused in the current talent and then using it as a comparison to how they're performing to just look at growth. And so, as much as I want to parade saying I've had Mansour Delane corner 1 the whole time, it's not like I didn't expect him to do as well as I thought, but there was room for certain players to maybe be able to jump him if they ended up improving at a certain rate. At number 11, the Rams end up going Jamal McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee, kind of a Jalen Ramsey-esque player. Again, in a mock draft where I end up having everyone come out, it's a damn good fit. Number 12, the Vikings go Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. He's been carving dudes up. I mean, call him Dexter. the way he is slicing and dicing the defense. I mean, hopefully you guys have watched Dexter, man. I mean, I'm like digging into season 3 right now. And another reason why we got those Louis Vuitton eye bags. It is such a good show. I mean, it is fantastic. Season 2, I mean, what a plot twist and stuff. It's crazy. I'm not going to spoil anything for y'all. Just if you haven't seen it and don't know spoilers, do not spoil it for yourself. Like I was sitting there watching it with my parents and I was just like legitimate jaw to maybe not the floor, but like jaw dropped. It was crazy. But regardless, Jeremiah Love provides a nice foundation of talent, youth, explosiveness that could really help out JJ McCarthy. Number 13, Panthers go David Bailey, edge rusher at Texas Tech. If the character concerns are not a huge thing for certain teams, this is a very strong move. This is a very productive player who fits. I think he's a little bit lighter. Umami Ellen as well as Scorton are a bit bigger. But I mean, I think Umami Ellen was around the 250 range when he was playing at Ole Miss, ended up getting up into the 260 range after the fact. So maybe we'll see that with David Bailey, and then it would be a better fit with the Panthers, who could definitely use some extra pass rush. Number 14, Dallas Cowboys go Cassius Howell, edge rusher at Texas A&M. He has been fantastic, Cassius Howell, but with under 31-inch arms, and this doesn't talk about it, and I know not to sound all snooty, but it's a pretty select group of people who have access to these preseason statistics, like these measurements. And so it's not like it's readily available, like, oh, can I click here and then get the link? No. God bless those of y'all who have helped me access said information. But I mean, Cassius Howell is under 31-inch arms. 33 and below is already an exception, right? Like if you're sub 33, there's a red flag. You're talking about sub 32, which would be an exception on an exception. And then it's sub 31, which is an exception on an exception on an exception. That doesn't mean Cassius Howell can't work, right? We always say there's an exception to the rule. But I do think that the risk involved with this never have been I don't think there's ever been a top edge rusher that has this length of arm length. The risk will push him because, again, even though it's still possible, you're talking about something that probably hasn't happened once in NFL history, which is an edge rusher being like well worth a first round selection, which is a edge 2/1 with sub 31-inch arms. Number 15, Kansas City Chiefs go Keldrick Falk, edge rusher out of Auburn. And this is a Spags guy. Pretty big, 275, 285 pounds. He fluctuates weight more than, I fluctuate my diet. Like my calories, they go up and down. Thank God I don't have a nutritionist. I be getting belt to ass right now in terms of I end up having a day where I'll eat, one whole ass piece of lasagna. And it's like calorie wise, we might be a little bit close, but, maybe then the next day, like today, made myself some carbonara. Shit's gas, by the way. Like Italian carbonara, if you guys are new to cooking, it is actually surprisingly easy. If you know how to cook bacon and then can stir, you guys are pretty much good. Like those are the only two skills that are really needed outside of being able to boil water. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm telling you, it's insane how it's a delicacy, but it's so easy to make. And honestly, it tastes phenomenal. Macros aren't horrible. I digress. Keldrick Falk. This is what happens when I make shit at fucking midnight. Keldrick Falk, I think his build is right for Spags. Some people are like, oh, well, we need this, we need that. I think that it makes a lot of sense where you guys are coming from. But at the same time, when you're trying to predict what's going to happen and not solely do what you would want to do, because also these players have to play in a system designed by Spags, you're going to want to cater to what Spags has historically shown to like. And a bigger edge rusher makes sense. 16, the Steelers go Jaden Mayava, quarterback out of USC. Another player who's really high percentage chance to return to school. I like him a lot, but mid-first is a bit much for me. I think in round 2, it's a lot more palatable. He's going to be one of those quarterbacks where, similar on a Shuck tier, a round 2 pick makes a little bit more sense. 17, Houston Texans go Caden Proctor, tackle/guard out of Alabama. Texans love arm length. They love the big SEC schools. I think that's a fantastic move. Caden Proctor makes a ton of sense for the Texans, even if I don't think the value is necessarily there. Detroit Lions go CeCe Mauigoa at number 18. So he's a right tackle, so I assume they're going to flip him to left. So should move inside to guard or okay, so there's going to be some ongoing conversation. So at least he knows that. That's good. Um, he could also long-term solution if slash when Taylor Decker decides to call it career. Oh, and then Penne moves to the left side. See, I didn't want to get on him. I'm like, yo, this guy's a right tackle. Brother knows. Brother knows. Like, shout out to the author, man. I got to give him credit. I might not fully agree with everything, but shit. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I really do. Like, this guy actually pays attention to stuff. Like, I really love it. Good job. I mean, you guys never hear that from me. I like to tear shit apart. But if CC is here and you have a vision of moving Penne back to his native left side, I mean, who am I to say no? If it works, man. At 19, the Buccaneers go TJ Parker, edge rusher out of Clemson. A little bit heavier than probably the build of edge they're going to try to go after. David Walker should be coming back, but I do think that, Hassan Reddick, hello. No, we are going to wait right there. You are not going to fucking tank my video right now. We ain't doing that. But yeah, you're replacing Hassan Reddick, who's going to be on the lighter side. That's the only complaint I'd have, but Bulls might just say, screw it. I mean, Joe Tryon Shoyinko is 263 pounds. Dude, fuck off. Like, straight up. Like, dude, this is just a straight up page with text. Like, you do not have to go crazy. But regardless, I mean, maybe Bulls is just going to say, this is a very raw player who has a lot of skills that I really like, and I can't pass on it. If that happens, oh my God, I don't care if the page is not responsive. The only thing I need is for the page. They're getting mad because my ad blocker is fucking their ads. God bless you, ad blocker. Number 20, the Baltimore Ravens go Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon. Holy shit. we got, I'm going to flip. I already know there's not enough people watching at this point in the video to actually care. And probably you guys are getting more entertainment than anything. I don't think this is a good pick. I mean, to be fair, I don't think a tight end's going to move the needle for the Ravens, especially when he's good after the catch, kind of like Isaiah Likely. Like, it's a little bit too close to the role. So I'm not going to agree with that. 21, the Bills go Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. Some people think he'll go in the top half of the first. I think his talent is phenomenal. He's a damn good player. He's a top 20 player for me. The Bills absolutely need it. It makes sense. Number 22, the Browns go Carnell Tate. Remember when I said they should go that over Caleb Downs at number 6? I'll be dang. They go at number 22. So if they end up somehow sniping both those guys, pop the champagne bottle. I'll bring a champagne bottle to day 2. Because, me doing it on day 1 was a horrible decision. I'm tweaking. Like, I'm literally tweaking. But amazing moves there for the Browns. 23, the Niners go Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington. The Niners have a really unstable wide receiver position for how much they've invested in it. Denzel Boston would bring that stability. I think that's a smart move. They literally are pissed off that my ad blocker is killing them. They're like, no, we want to freeze the page. No, sir. No. I don't want my video demonetized. It probably already is. Number 24, the Cowboys go Anthony Hill Jr., a linebacker out of Texas. Fuck off. And Anthony Hill Jr. at this point, I'm not a big Anthony Hill guy. I've tried multiple times reevaluating him. I see the flashes. If he ends up working out, I'm not going to say I couldn't see it coming. But I will just say there needs to be the right situation. I don't know if Dallas is that right situation. Okay, that is why they ended up I'm getting all mad at this, and I'm like, yo, like, what's going on here? But apparently, this whole entire page, okay, for the love of God, exit the page. I mean, we're leaving this in here. You guys are getting free content. Regardless, we're back. Number 25. Los Angeles Chargers go Cade McDonald. Nose tackle's a big thing. They ended up losing Poona Ford, and they get a first-round quality to nose tackle here in Cade McDonald. 26, the Bears go Damon Wilson, the second edge rusher out of Missouri. He's been fantastic as a pass rusher. A little bit too much of a DPR, in my opinion, for the first round. I prefer a more balanced edge rusher. 27, the Seahawks go Keith Abney, cornerback out of Arizona State. I have him a top 25 player in the class. Love Keith Abney. I will say that he might not athletically test out the way that some of the other corners on the Seahawks have tested out, but if they end up snagging him, I think he'll be a lockdown corner. 28, the Jets go Christian Miller, defensive interior out of Georgia. So they ended up doing a trade and not ending up sending their second first. That's intriguing. But, Christian Miller, I've traded up into the back end of the first as well with the Jets when I have traded said pick, and I think it's a great fit. I mean, Just because they like the guys they have doesn't mean they necessarily think there's not room for an upgrade. Christian Miller has some crazy ceiling to him. 29, the Eagles go R. Mason Thomas, edge rusher out of Oklahoma. I think they're going to do their best to retain Jalen Phillips, and I think it's been a great acquisition. I'd prefer to look at something like Avion Terrell, boundary corner here. I think it's your best value. At number 30, we got the Broncos going to Maury Washington, defense interior out of Oregon. I don't necessarily, their biggest needs, including tight end corner, do not have as great a value as other players on the board. So, I mean, he's saying go BPA. And I respect tight end and center are two positions I try to target. I don't see the value here either. So I respect that. Amari Washington to me is way too developmental to go in the first round. That's just a big me thing. I know a lot of other people disagree. I respect that. In the right system, Amari Washington, with the high level play he's had, could be absolutely dominant. And maybe Denver's that. Vance Joseph knows his thing, but I would not take him myself. Number 31, the Rams go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, defensive back out of Toledo. The Rams are not afraid of being unapologetically them. If they want to go after a top tier defensive back here, they're going to do it. But McNeil-Warren's a fun guy on day 2. I would say maybe round 2. Again, I just do think it's a little bit early, just a hair, but damn good player nonetheless. A lot of ball production. At number 32, the Patriots end off this mock draft by going Derek Moore, edge rusher out of Michigan. I don't really think Derek Moore has been talented enough to be a first round pick, but I do love him there on day 2. I love the fit to New England, and I think it's definitely a position that you don't need to shy away from. It's high value, and there's a lot of really good, young, consistent talent there. That's going to be the video. Thank you so much for watching. Showing the love you always do. See you later. Peace.